I'm going to try a different angle tonight. I'd like to welcome everybody. Pennsylvania Trainman here, and I am back in the office at work. Back on the table tonight is the Mud Rat. As many of you remember, this is the Chevrolet S10 mud truck custom that I started working on and started building it here in the truck. If you'll remember from last week's video, I said I was going to take it home this week and do some of the touches and stuff on it at the house with the stuff I do not have in the truck. The bad thing about working out of the sleeper and the cab of a semi truck is that I don't have access to be able to really spray paint anything or do any of that kind of stuff. So I did a lot of the paint work at home. I made the decision as to where to mount the motor and stuff. One of the goals with this truck is to make this truck look like it's been used and stuff. Some of the work I did to it was I painted the base, the bumpers and stuff. I painted up the interior a little bit. Not super fancy. This truck doesn't have to be super fancy with what this truck is designed as. Painted the bumpers up, make them look kind of rough. Front bumper here, as you'll notice, I painted in the turn signal lights and stuff with some turn signal yellow. In the last video, I made the cracks in the windshield to look like it was cracked and stuff using a regular old utility knife. Talked about the design of the stacks for the truck, which I did come up with a design for them, and these will get glued into the bed and get some other final touches to. Speaking of the truck itself, the stripper I use to strip my die cast is a citrus strip. I buy it in a big jug, and I tried something new on this particular truck, which the video that I make next week or this weekend will be a little more in-depth on what I'm actually doing as far as that goes with the stripper. In the past, I tried brushing the stripper on, leaving it on for a few minutes, and then using a toothbrush and cleaning it back off. What that left me to do was use my dental picks and sandpaper and whatnot to actually clean all the gaps and the crevices and the body lines up. And I wanted to try something, so I took the body of the Mud Rat and I poured my citrus strip into a glass container with a seal on the lid. You can latch it down and excuse me, and let it soak overnight. I put it in last night about 8-9 o'clock last night, sealed it up, let it go. By 11 o'clock this morning, pulled it out, and to my surprise and very happiness, I was able to take just a regular paintbrush and brush off the paint. It come right off, no problem. It left me with nothing in the cracks or crevices or anything on this particular chassis, on this particular body of this truck. I actually have a restoration that will be on Saturday's video of a Matchbox Lesney shovel. I took it apart today and threw it into soak. So anyway, I want to show you what I did with the Mud Rat, the color I chose for it, and where I decided to mount the motor on the truck. I ended up buying a Hot Wheel car at the store over the weekend for $1 to tear it apart because I wanted the motors in it. So here's what I ended up doing with the Mud Rat. I picked this particular color of blue because I don't like red. So this is where the mud rat's at right now. I do have a little bit of body work to do on the front, the engine here and stuff. Original plan was to go by and cut a hole in the hood and put it through, but upon further investigation, I would have ended up cutting out this body post right here, which I decided I did not want to do. But anyway, this is how the mud rat currently looks right now. It will be getting taillights painted on it and stuff. But I also went by and I have some more paint work and detail work to do to the motor to the truck. I took the opportunity and painted the grill up, painted the lights flat black inside the grill. And there's a look at it with the grill painted and everything. The motor still does need some paint work to it, which it will get. But I've got the stacks here, and they are actually ready to go in tonight. So that is what I'm going to glue the stacks in here momentarily. And this will get some touch-up paint work to it once it's so. And what I'm going to do with the truck too is we're going to glue the stacks in tonight and do some other little touches to it, and see how it looks from there. But this truck is going to get covered in dirt. I'm going to go by and do a spray glue on the truck and sprinkle dirt on it. I want this truck to look like it was out in the mud and stuff. So got my needle nose pliers with me. I brought a few more tools with me. I also brought my Tamiya putty, my X-Acto knife, and of course, without a doubt, my super glue. So let me go by and so there's the stacks mounted in the bed of the truck. I'm going to go by and paint these areas of the stack. Flat black. We'll go by and do some other paint work on the truck and stuff here. We'll do this when I get back in the end of the week this week. Once this truck is all done, I'll go by and once we're ready to finish up on the body work stuff, I'll go by and clear coat everything to lock it all in. And they'll take care of that. The interior is pretty much done. It wasn't a real complicated interior on this truck. I repainted the seats a light gray, painted the dash, the steering wheel, and stuff like that. Nothing real fancy for this truck. But we'll let those set up for a few minutes. I'm liking the way this truck's really looking. I think once I go by and get the mud splattered on it and to make it look like the mud on it, and then we'll go by and get this truck lettered up. We'll do the mud rat decals down the side of the truck on each side, and that'll finish it up. This casting wasn't a real fancy high-end truck anyway, so this is kind of a neat idea to do with this. It's going to take some sanding and stuff, but basically what I want to do is I want to fill a little gap up and stuff that's up around the motor and stuff. We'll get in here and re-sand, and the front of the truck's going to have to be repainted, so I'm okay with that. basically what I'm trying to do here is I just want to blend all this in and make it appear to be where the motor's sticking out of the hood. And it looks pretty ugly right now, I know. Once I get it sanded down and cleaned up, and I'll probably have to go by and add a little more filler to it, sand it down a little more. But we'll get it. Small step at a time with this. I want it to look right. I'll let this dry overnight, and I'll get in tomorrow and tomorrow night's video and clean it up a little bit. I do want to wrap this segment up on this truck. Saturday will be the last video on this truck, so I want to get all this stuff wrapped up for this truck so that we can move on to some other projects. I've got some other really cool projects in the works. And I'll go by and mask the front off and respray this once we get the we'll mask the motor off, mask the front off, and once I get this body work done to it, and it'll look good. The idea is to have it with a seamless look, more or less, where it just all flows in together with the truck. And we'll get there with it. So, and as before, I'll give you a quick preview of what we're looking at here so far. So I'm going to slap there's the windshield. Let me get the base, chassis here. Oop, forgot the grill. Grill. And there we have the mud rat. Taking shape one piece at a time. We got some touch-up work to do on the chassis. A little work to do here on the motor. Clean that up. I think we're going to actually do a little bit more of the interior. I'm not real happy with it now that I look through and see it. But anyway, I'll give you... We'll turn the old rat around here. Give you a look at the front of the rat. We're going to do some paint work down here to blend this kind of in. will be going by tomorrow night and sanding on the truck and getting the hood stuff here straightened around a little bit as I get my hand out of the way. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Please like and share my videos, and I understand that can't post comments yet, so I will be getting into that and figure out what's going on and why people can't post comments on my videos, and we'll take care of that. Also, this weekend we'll go by and get the wheels finished up and get the paint work done on them. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. We will be doing the Boost 1956 Ford F100, the M2 model kit, will be the next build that we do this week in the truck while we're on the road. So thanks a lot.